So today we're going to be working on area of composite figures. So guys, a composite figure means that it's a figure that's made up of two or more shapes. So you may see like two rectangles, like for example, like two rectangles put together, right? And we don't necessarily have a formula that we will be able to find the area of this, but if we break it down or add to it, we'll be able to find the area. So if we're going to be composing something, that means we're going to add on to the figure to create another shape. Okay, so we're going to be adding on to create a shape. And that usually means it's going to be a rectangle, typically, not always. And here are our rules for that. So you're going to add on to the figure to create the new shape, find the area of a new larger figure, then we'll find the area of the ones that we added on, and then we'll subtract it because we don't actually need that new area that we put in there. And then to decompose, and guys think of, science, you're going to separate or break down into multiple shapes. So we're going to break it down into multiple shapes. So for one, you'll section this shape into polygons you know the formula for, find the area of each, and then add them all up because we want all of them. Okay, so first things first, let's just work on finding missing sides. Okay, so for this one, you can see we need to find our missing side for y and our missing side for x. Now, based off this, I don't just have an immediate response, okay? But let's go ahead and we can work on y first. Okay, so I did notice that one of the numbers did forget to print on your copy. So this should have an 8 right here. So you should have an 8 here. Okay, that should have been printed. Okay, so now let's find our missing numbers. Okay, so guys, if you know that from here to here is 4 centimeters, from here to here is 4 centimeters, from here to here is also 4 centimeters, right? And guys, you know that from here to here is 3 centimeters, so that means from here to here is also 3 centimeters, okay, because it's a rectangle. So guys, if from here is 4 centimeters, okay, what's from here? So from here to here, that's also 4 centimeters. So what's our total for x? We should have 7 centimeters because it's both of these together. So x is going to be 7 centimeters. And y, so from here to here is 8, which also means from here to here is also 8. And if this whole thing is 10 and we've already gone 8, how many more do I have left? 2. Okay? And guys, in a rectangle, you know if the base is 2, that means up here is also 2. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and let's do this one. So from here to here is 2. That means from here to here is also 2 centimeters, right? Okay. And then we come down and we know that from here to here is 3. So from here to here is also 3. Okay. So that means, what do we have left to get to the full 6? This is 3. So what would this be? 3. Okay, and if we've already gone 2 here, but the total is 5, I have 3 left, which makes this 3. So both x and y are actually 3 centimeters. Okay, so we're going to need to know how to find our missing lengths for when we go to decompose and compose. All right, so we are going to compose or decompose the shape to find an area. You may have to find some missing sides to solve. All right, so guys, something I will go ahead and tell you. Some people see it one way and some people see it another way. Personally, I see it as breaking shapes down. I like to break them down. Some people like to add to. Okay, so for this one, you can see this is kind of a rectangle with a triangle added to it. So personally, I would decompose this. Okay, so I would decompose. I'm just going to write which way I did. I would decompose so that this is a triangle and a rectangle. Now, you could add on to this and find a trapezoid and then find the area of the whole trapezoid and then subtract these two out. I personally, like I said, I like to decompose it. Okay, so we know that for our rectangle, so I'm just going to label it, so rectangle. Okay, I'm going to use area equals base times height. So my base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So area equals 8 times a height of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So my area equals 40 units squared. So I'm just going to write 40 in here, just so I remember. Okay. And then I have the triangle left. So I have my triangle. Okay. So we have a base of 1, 2, 3. Oh, and I'm going to use area equals over 2. So area equals a base of 3 times the height of 1, 2, all over 2. So area equals 6 over 2, which would give me an area of 3 units squared. So this would give me 3. Okay, so I have 3 units here, 40 units here, a total of, so my area equals 43 units squared. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do this next one. Okay. So once again, guys, like I said, I typically see it as decomposing, but you can also compose. So personally, I would go through and I would break this down to be, so you could break it down this way, or you could break it down this way, right? Both of which are perfectly acceptable. So like I said, I personally like to break down the way I first saw in my head was this way. But also, like I said, if you wanted to compose it, we could add on to the shape, right? And now it's a large rectangle. So this area is not actually here. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you a composing one. So guys, you'll get the same answer no matter which way you do it, okay? So if I know that this whole thing is 5, that means that this whole thing is also 5, okay? And if this whole thing is 7, that means this entire thing is also 7, okay? So for my large shape, we have, let's call it large rectangle. We're going to use area equals base times height. So area equals a base of 7 times the height of 5, because I had my 7 for my big one and then 5 for my height. So I have an area of 35 meters squared. Okay, but is this actually here? Do I actually have this large of a shape here? No, this is actually not here. Remember, this area is, we drew onto that. So that means for my small rectangle, okay, so I need to find the area of that. I have to take that area away, right? We have to get rid of this. So I have a base of 2, so we're going to use area equals base times height. So I have a base of 2 and a height of 2 and 5/10. So 2 and 5/10 times 2 is going to give me 5. So my area of 5 meters squared is right here. So I have 5 meters squared, and the total is 35. I'm going to take away my 5 meters because it's not truly there. So I have my large minus my small, so I would do 35 minus 5 gives me 30. So my area is 30 meters squared. Because remember, I took away this area because it's not actually there. Okay, so I'll even label this large minus small. Okay. Okay, so for number 5, guys, I immediately look at this, and I could see that I could, break this down into some trapezoids here. Okay, guys, why would we do that? I literally see a triangle right here, so we're going to compose for this one. Okay, like I said, yes, I knew normally decompose, but for this one, I think we just need to compose it. So we're going to add on this guy. Here we go. Add him on. Okay. All right, so remember, we know this is not actually here, so we'll have to take that away in a little bit. Okay, so we've got my rectangle. Ooh, can't spell that. Rectangle, we're going to use area equals base times height. So I have a base of 12 times a height of 9. Okay, so my area equals 108 feet squared. Remember, this area is not actually there. Okay, so we're going to have to take my triangle away. So we're going to take my triangle away. So my triangle, guys, I just can't spell today, equals area equals base times height over 2. So my area is a base of 5, a height of 5 over 2. So that's area equals 25 over 2. So my area equals 12 5/10 feet squared. Okay, so we know that the area of the triangle is not actually in this. This is not here, so we need to take it away. So we have rectangle minus triangle equals area. So we would do 108 minus 12 5/10 equals, and I'm going to go ahead and I will plug that in the calculator. So we have 108 minus 12. Might as well, that way we don't miss anything. So we have 95 5/10 feet squared. Okay. And I'll do one more with you guys, and then I'm going to let you guys do one by yourself. Okay. All right, so for number 6, you can break this down into a couple of different shapes. For this one, we're going to decompose. All right, so I immediately see that I have a triangle here and rectangle right there. Okay, so I have 3 figures. So this can be my figure 1, figure 2, figure 3. Okay, so figure 1, I'm going to have area equals base times height. Okay, so I see that from here to here is 11, which means from here to here is also 11. Okay, and I'm 9 tall. So area equals base of 11, height of 9. So my area equals 99 yards squared. Okay. For figure 2, it's also a rectangle, so we're going to use area equals base times height. Okay, so we know this entire thing is 20. I've already used 11, so that means I'm going to have 9 left, and look at this, 9 here, so 9 here. Okay, and we know that if 9's tall here, that means 9 is also right here, right? Okay, so my area equals base of 9 times the height of 9. So my area equals 81 yards squared. And then figure 3. Figure 3 is a triangle, so we're going to use area equals base times height over 2. So my area equals, okay, you can clearly see I have a base of 4 here. Now for my height, guys, if 9 to 9 is here, what's from here? 9 times a height of 9 over 2. So my area equals 36 over 2. So my area equals 18. Okay, so my total area equals figure 1 plus figure 2 plus figure 3. Okay, so I'm going to do 99 plus 81 plus 18. Okay, so we have 99 plus 81 plus 18. So that's going to give me 198 yards squared. So 99 plus 81 is 18, 198 yards squared. All right, guys, so go ahead, take this time. I want you to solve for number 7. You can either compose or decompose. I will show you both ways. You only need to solve for one of these, okay? So go ahead and solve for number 7, and we're going to wait on number 8. All right, guys, so you could have solved one of 2 ways, okay? So I'm going to walk you through both. So this first one, I decomposed it, meaning I broke it down, okay? So when I broke it down, I went ahead and I solved for my figure 1 here, which is my rectangle, which I had a base of 3 and a height of 6, so that gave me 18. And then I went ahead and I solved for my triangle. So I had, because I knew that this was 6, that also meant this was 6, that gave me a height of 12. And I'd already used 3 here, which meant I had a leftover of 12 here. So I had a base of 12 and a height of 12, okay, which gave me 72. So then I had to add these 2 together to put them together. So I had 18 plus 72, which gave me 90 feet squared, or you could have composed it. So you could have composed it, okay? So if you compose this one, all right, you would have added on to create a trapezoid, which would have had a base of 3 and 15 and a height of 12, okay? So that gave me 108. And then I had to take away this rectangle that had a base of 3 and a height of 6. So I had to take away, because that wasn't really there, trapezoid minus rectangle, which would give me 108 minus 18, which would give me 90.